Welcome back to Pacific Days on 531 PI. And right now we have a special guest with us, one of our own, a proud Pacific powerhouse who's been doing big things on stages here and around the world, Lavina Williams. Talofa lava, and great to have you. She's back home and part of a massive production and Juliet, and opening this week, April the 9th at the Civic. Now this one flips the classic Romeo and Juliet story. And if Juliet didn't die, what if she chose it herself? Lavina, so good to have you on the show.
Thank you so much, Marlo. It's always an honor to be, to give back, and just coming here and being a part of PMN family. It's always like home here. So thank you so much for having me.
It has always been a pleasure. Let's talk about your Pacific roots. Firstly, for those who are not aware of you and our younger generation who are not aware of you, can you tell us about your roots, your Pacific background, your family, and what shaped you into who you are today?
Yeah, I've been a part of the music industry since 1996. So it's taking it way back, and it shows my age. So you know what? I'm just really, really blessed to even get the opportunity to still be able to do what I love, and my family, the Williams family, Jay Williams is my little brother, and he hit the charts in the early 2000s or late 2000s. And then Emily went off and did her thing in Australia, came second in Australian Idol, and she's also hit the musical theatre stage as well. And then now our baby sister, Razé, aka Ezra Williams, has hit a major role in the Lion King musical in Sydney, playing Shenzi, which was the role that I played in 2004. So it really is a circle of life, and very, very proud of her that she's managed to secure a role in the world-renowned musical, The Lion King. So, yeah, as you can see, my history in music has really fallen, and my siblings have caught the bug of being a part of the music industry. Also, when I did start in the 90s, I was in a girl group called Marviel, and then we went and released a few albums, a few singles, did a few tours and everything, and very, very happy, and I'm very privileged to get the opportunities that we got at such a young age. And from then on, I ventured off and did my own thing and started hitting the musical theatre stage at 2024. So, yeah, that's where it all started, and I'm still chugging along at this age, 46 right now, and I'm embracing everything that God's placed in front of me, on my path, and I don't take anything for granted, and I'm just trying to also encourage our Pacifica young up-and-coming artists that music has so many avenues that you can take in and explore, not only just singing, where our roots are, which is church, and, putting out singles, and in the music industry, there's also theatre, which is, I never knew what theatre was when I started in 2004.
Really?
I never knew what it was. No, I never knew. And then I watched the Lion King musical, and I was sobbing right through, because I don't know, it's just a whole different world. So yeah, and I'm still doing it in 2026. Can you believe?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing what you did. And also that's why we talk about this role.
Yeah.
Why the show, and now, and what role are you playing? And what made you actually say yes to the show?
You know what? That's a great question, because after playing Sister Act in Palmy, I hung my boots up. I said, nope, I'm done with musicals. I think that was like 10 years ago. Was it 10 years ago? I'm not sure. I can't remember. Sister Act, playing Sister Mary Clarence. I said, look, I think that's a perfect time to stop now, and also growing up watching Sister Act, it's a classic to us now. And it's also the soundtrack is like a soundtrack to my upbringing. And I'm like, oh, well, this is a perfect time to stop, and just work on production work and behind the scenes, and helping music artists, up and coming music artists, is a huge passion of mine. And then I saw an audition for Anne Juliet. And I said, I've never heard of this story before. Then I read the synopsis, and it was basically Juliet. I mean, everybody knows the story, Romeo and Juliet. Now, just imagine Juliet didn't kill herself after that, whole debacle of them two and that love affair. What if she didn't kill herself and then she took back her independence and writ her own destiny, and took back her power, and being, making decisions for herself.
Right.
And not for, Romeo. So hence why it's called Anne Juliet. So what would Juliet do if, things didn't turn out the way that famous love story
Yes.
about Romeo and Juliet? So when I read the storyline, I said, this is perfect. And the role that I play is Angelique. So I play Juliet's nurse. Yeah. So she's Big Mama in the show. So she makes sure that Juliet's safe and protected while she's going through this journey and finding herself and, what she wants to do and finding her own independence. It's very empowering for women.
Yeah, well, it fits you perfectly.
Yeah.
It's like what you're doing right now.
In life.
And also what you've been doing with your siblings.
It
And
really
you're
does.
playing So that role really resonates what you're doing.
Absolutely.
And I can't picture you doing anything else other than that, being a mama who's being a sister, being a wife out there. And for those who know you well, you've been working the grind for such a long time. And the voice, you can never miss it, honestly. It's endless. I was like, when I found out that I was interviewing you, I was almost like, excited because I've seen you around the studio.
Yeah.
You're back home here again with us on 531 PI.
Yeah.
And it's been a while, but everyone else has interviewed. But me, I was still, even until now, I'm still having the shakes that having the opportunity to interview.
Wow.
Because you are right, and it fits you perfectly. Because we all know the story, Romeo and Juliet. But what flips it is that, what do you love most about this version of Juliet?
Yeah.
Is it because of your role as being Pacifica woman?
Yeah.
That shows you who you are?
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the reasons why I gravitated towards the story, is because, like I said, it's very woman empowering, and I've always been the one to stand in the gap for our Pacifica women.
Right.
100%, never ever fail. If any of my sisters, aunties, mother, cousins, anyone that needs any support whatsoever, I would be there if I could, 100% with my shield and sword and about to let's go. If you need support, I will be there. And I've always tried to be that big sister, play that big sister role in the community. Everybody that I work with, like even in Papua New Guinea, which is what I currently do at the moment.
Wow.
For the past 7 years, I've been the creative director of a TV show, which is on their 13th season in Papua New Guinea called Vocal Fusion. And we get a mixed bag of young up-and-coming music artists that are really aspiring to hit the scene or just to be seen, So just having that opportunity to be a big sister over there is huge for me, So that's why I've stayed with them for the past 7 years. So, yeah. That's why I said yes to the role,
Amazing.
Yeah, because it ticked every box and it really does relate to my life.
It means a lot to us as well.
Yeah.
Did you give that inspiration? Because he sounds like he's a shy guy.
He is.
Many people come out, but very humbling.
Yes.
To hear his voice and music as well.
It's a beautiful track. So we went into the studio and it was produced by Eddie. Huge shout out to Eddie and Maya for, creating such a great. It really is an anthem for Moses and my relationship. And so when it was about to be dropped, he was a bit hesitant, and he asked me, "Is it good enough?" And that's the thing. That's the question that us as Pacifica, we always ask that question: "Am I good enough?" Yeah, you are. Yes, you are. And I feel that it's important that we encourage each other. It doesn't matter if you're married or whatever. It's important that we encourage each other. This world is full of negativity. The last thing that we need is the people in our circle of trust and our family to be, crippling us while we're trying to get up and, be seen and be heard. And so, of course, I encouraged Moses to put that song out, and he's done really great, and I'm so proud of him.
Yeah, amazing. I know that went out of what we were supposed to talk about, and I wanted to plug it in there because you are the mentor, as you mentioned. You're doing amazing things, and we need to acknowledge that.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make it authentic as well. So
Right.
because these amazing things that you get up to, not everybody gets to know. So when our time is up for this world, at least we remember.
Well, that's
those
the
amazing
legacy
things.
that we leave with not only our family but our community.
The community.
Thank you, Mamo. Thank you so much. We take any plug for a single at this point.
But let's bring our focus back into the play. Because I knew that you're falling in love right now, but it's not about Moses. Sorry,
now.
Stop it. Anyway, let's talk about the music vibe about and Juliet. The music vibe is next level.
Yeah.
It's all those big pops, hits from Max Martin. What's it like performing with those live on stage?
Well, we grew up with all of these songs. There were songs like Since You've Been Gone, Baby One More Time, Can't Stop the Feeling, Backstreet Boys songs. Yeah, I know. We're going right there. That's 90s. When let's
Bringing
not
back
go there with all
old
of
school
those
memories.
fashions.
Yeah.
Nope. But yeah, it is the first jukebox musical that I've been a part of, and it's just happy vibes right through. Every time we run the show, rehearsals, we've been running it tirelessly every day for the past month, and without fail, most of the cast is either crying because it's so moving, laughing, dancing. It's just every emotion packed into one, so bring your tissues and your dancing shoes because you're in for a real ride of a lifetime. And you know what? So many people from overseas that are attending the show, they message through, look, I've seen the show on Broadway. I've seen the show in Australia and I really want to see it again. So I'm flying over to New Zealand and I'm going to come and watch it. I'm like, that's amazing. That's great. And then they say, so what's your point of difference? What's the difference? How would you compare it? I'm like, well, I wouldn't compare it because first of all, we're all Kiwi, that's a big, massive point of difference. And I'm the only Pacifica woman in the cast. So there you go.
And that's what makes it.
And I'm proud.
Yeah.
I'm Fijian Samoan. I'm holding my flag up there. Let's go, people. I want to see my brown people in the audience too,
Yeah, they brought back memories when me and my cousin were the only ones in a cast in the plays for church plays.
Yeah.
And everybody else was European. So, yeah, what a difference. Just listening. You made me teary-eyed because you brought back a lot of memories.
Yeah.
Amazing things that you did if we go back. And I think a lot of it is reflection as well. What you're doing and what you shared is reflection. But let's talk about a Pacific pride and legacy. For being a Pacific woman on stage like this, what does that mean for you and for the generation watching?
Well, first of all, I always think about my own backyard. I always think about how is this going to set an example for my siblings?
Right.
That's first and foremost. Am I doing am I doing good in their eyes, in my mother's eyes? My husband, am I making him proud? That's first and foremost. And also talking to God every day, on my way to rehearsal, having my conversations with him and asking him, Lord, can you please just confirm everything for me? Is this right? But then I see the people in the audience when we're rehearsing and I see their smiles. I mean, that's what you want to do. You just want to serve people in a way that they're going to leave the show on a high. They're going to leave the show high-spirited, good energy, positive vibes. You don't want to. That's how we serve people. That's the gift that God's given me. That's how I personalize it for myself every time I'm up on stage, and also being a person of color, a woman of color, and representing my culture, my family, and my community is one thing that I take very seriously, and it's
Nice.
very important to me to do so. I've performed all around the world on the theatre stage in Europe and the States and Australia, but nothing compares to performing for my own people.
It's amazing. So beautiful. And let's talk about inviting the people now, bringing it home. For our 531 PI family listening right now, why should they come through and experience and Juliet live?
You should definitely come. It's an experience. It's education. It's, really. I was talking to a few of my cast members about this too. The theatre culture is our people aren't really, they lemasangi to that world, So I want to be the one, again, to stand in the gap to introduce this world to them. It's something different. We as a people should always tap into certain things that we've never been accustomed to,
Right.
If it works for you, it works for you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But at least you've tried it. Always try out something before you judge something. So theatre work to me is very grounding. It's singing and acting at the same time. So it is very challenging as well. So it keeps the reels going in your head. And it's that mental stimulation that I live for. Us as Pasifika people, we love that too,
Yes, most
but
definitely.
it's something that we are not used to. I hardly see us going out to things like this and supporting it. So, and Juliet being a all Kiwi cast is something to be very proud of, So please do make an effort to come out and support our very own all Kiwi cast musical and Juliet. You will not regret it. You will probably want to come again to the show and watch it because it's that good. And the amazing talent in the cast is undeniable. They're so explosive with every move, every word they sing, every action they put up on that stage is with purpose. So please come and enjoy and support. We would really, really appreciate it, and we would love to sing and dance with you.
I love that. It sounds like something special as well. And thank you so much. Whānau and Juliet opens April the 9th at the Civic, Auckland. And before heading to Wellington and Christchurch. So make sure for those in Tamaki Makaurau right now. Yeah, start booking. So make sure that you get in. Anything else that you would like to add, Liv?
So you can jump on Instagram. You'll find Anne Juliet New Zealand on Instagram and on Facebook. And they have the links there for the tickets, so on and so forth. So, yep, we're all over the place. And we're also on TikTok. How's about that?
TikTok. Yeah, I'm still learning how to use that.
Oh, don't even go there, man. These kids
You're not the only one. You're not alone. I'm still learning how to use TikTok because I don't think we had TikTok back then.
No, we didn't. We did not.
We had Bieber.
Yeah. Wow. And the memories start flooding in.
That's another story for another time, but Lavina, really appreciate you jumping on with us. All the best for the opening night. Go well.
Naka.
And
Thank you so much.
Naka Vakalevu Manuel Lava.
Thank you.
And take care.